Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ntombi, and in today's video I will be reviewing 4 of South Africa's most popular breast pump brands. First in the lineup we have the Tommy TP Made For Me model. This model, I got it in 2022 when I had my first child. I used it for about 4 months. What I like about the Tommy TP brand is its battery life. So the Tommy TP Made For Me is marketed as having a battery life that is similar to a cell phone. So what I did notice is that I can go for multiple sessions before charging. So with my daughter, I breastfed her almost exclusively, and then pumping for me was occasional, so it could last for even a week without charging. The other thing that I like is the fact that you can use any of their bottles with a pump, meaning that you can just pump directly into the baby's bottle and then feed them almost immediately or save it for later. Okay, what I don't like about this particular brand is the fact that it is a one-size-fits-all. So this particular model is made up of a flange size of 27 millimeters. So for some people this might be a bit too big, and then it can affect your productivity, and can affect your output, your breast milk output. And the second thing I don't like is that it is a single pump. So the top features of this Tommy TP brand for me is the fact that it is made of a silicone cup that adds additional comfort, given that you're not pumping directly onto the plastic. This gives you a bit more comfort. And then the second thing that I like is the fact that it has a portable motor, so you can use it anytime, anywhere, whether in your car, in your office, or wherever. So you can take it almost anywhere, and it can last you the whole day. If you're pumping 2 or 3 times while you're at work, the battery life should be more than sufficient. And the other thing that is a top feature for me is the LED display. It tells you how long you've been pumping and what mode you currently are on. So it has 2 modes, the massage or simulation mode, which just gets your breast ready, simulates the motion that a child will be doing before the letdown comes in. Then once that happens, you can switch on to the express mode, which is the actual pumping. So that is a feature that I really do appreciate, given that it's affordable, and it has something that I would typically look for in a breast pump. Then if we go into rating the breast pump, I'm going to use 4 categories to rate each of the breast pumps that I'm going to be reviewing. So the first category is comfort. So for me, my rating for the Tommy TP breast pump is a 3. So even though I did say that it has a silicone pump, the fact that you can't size up or size down sort of lets down the Tommy TP brand. And for me, that is very important, given that during a mom's breastfeeding journey, the nipple tends to change, and you want something that will adapt with the different stages of your breastfeeding journey. So for me, in terms of comfort, that is a 3 out of 5 for Tommy TP. The second category is the price point. So for an electric breast pump going for 2,000 to 2.5, and the double pump going for a similar price of about 2.6, this is a fairly affordable pump. So for me, that is a 5 out of 5. It should be one of the most affordable that you can find in South Africa. The third category is the battery life. As I mentioned, this battery life last for a very long time. So when I finished breastfeeding my first child, I kept it in the cupboard fully charged, and when I had my second child 2 years later and I switched it on, it was still very much alive with a decent battery life. So for me, that is good to know that I can use it for each of the children that I have. Not that I would want to, but if I wanted to, I know that the battery would not let me down. And the last category is efficiency. So with the Tommee TP, my rating is a 3.5 out of 5. And because suctioning ability of the pump is heavily influenced by the flange size, and that because we cannot really interchange or use other flanges, for me, that does let down the Tommee TP brand. So, and I did notice that my output on this pump was not so great. Even though I did try to pump for at least 30 minutes on each breast, it's not as good as I've seen my output on other brands. So because of that, it's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Overall, for me, the Tommee TP is a 4 out of 4, given its ability, its reliable battery. Second in the lineup, we have the Madile Maxi Swing. So this is a double pump. Meaning that you can pump from both breasts at the same time. Another cool feature of this brand is that you can switch between a single pump and a double pump by simply positioning the air tube into this hole, and this converts into a single pump. If you want to use it as a double pump, you just simply plug it into your second pump. So it comes with 2 bottles, which act as a bottle storage as well as a collection cup for your milk. It also came with 1 flange. The nice thing about the Madela is that you can buy the flanges separately. I know they have a wide range of sizes, so I can definitely guarantee you that you'll find something that will that will be a good fit for you. As I said before, that it's very important for efficiency to have the right flange size, not only for the efficiency but for your comfort, because I've heard a lot of people saying that pumping is so uncomfortable, and most of the time it's because they're using the wrong flange size. So that's very key for me. Unlike the Tommee TP, which once I fit all, this one will allow you some flexibility because you can buy this flange size as an add-on. But one thing is that the flanges are very expensive, so you need to measure your nipple before you can go and buy. So I've already mentioned the good things about this brand. At the top of my con list is the fact that the Swing Maxi only has an operational life of 250 hours. So if you are someone who pumps 6 times a day, if you're exclusively breastfeeding, that is something that this pump might not be the best fit for you. In my case, because for my second child I was exclusively breastfeeding, it lasted me for only 3 months, and I actually ended up exclusively pumping for a year. So it wasn't a good fit for me because at the end of the 250 hours, this converted into a plug-in unit. And if you are someone who works and you don't have access to a power supply, this is definitely a letdown. So this is a big disadvantage for me because the battery life is not as good as the other brands. The second disadvantage is the fact that there is no LED display. So if you want to know how long you've been pumping, you can just get your cell phone, to timer to just track how long you've been pumping, but it does switch off at the end of 30 minutes. So if you're okay with pumping 30 minutes, you can just wait for it to switch off, or alternatively, if you want a shorter session, you can just keep track of the time on a separate device. The second disadvantage for me is the price point. The Medela Maxi Swing costs 6,400 currently. This is almost double or 3 times of what you normally would find for the average electric breast pump. So given the disadvantages that I've mentioned, I don't think if I had known about the battery life, I would have invested so much money in this, because I didn't reach the end of my breastfeeding journey with this breast pump. So going into the ratings, if we look at the 4 categories for the Swing Maxi, in terms of comfort, although it doesn't have a silicone attachment to it, for me it was fairly comfortable because I actually bought 2 additional sizes, so I could, because my nipple size was bigger in the beginning, I started off with a 27. It comes with a standard 24, so I used the 27 in the beginning, and as I went on, I sized down to a 24, and then later to a 21. So for me, comfort was really not an issue for this one. So I will rate it a 4 out of 5, given the lack of the silicone thing, but it really did not make the breastfeeding uncomfortable at all. And then battery life for me is a 2 out of 5. As I mentioned, I was very disappointed in the battery life of this device. And then in terms of price, that is 3 out of 5. If I'm going to invest over 6,000 on a breast pump, I want it to last me a lifetime. So yeah, given that I didn't get that out of this device, for me, that deserves a very low rating. Efficiency wise, in the beginning, when the battery was still good, it was very efficient. I could pump a very sizable volume for each of my breast pumping sessions. So yeah, that was very efficient. But as the battery deteriorated, I noticed that my supply was also not as good. I tried to size down, but that didn't help. So yeah, but I noticed that if I do plug in, the supply would pick up again. So in terms of efficiency, this is a 4 out of 5. But overall, the Medela, if I were to recommend this, it would definitely be a 2 out of 5. Given how much money you'd be investing, you want something that will be reliable, that will allow you to go the long way with it. So this is a no-no for me. Okay, so we are on the 3rd breast pump. And on number 3, we have the Mumcozy S12 double breast pump. So this is a wearable breast pump. You just slide it into your bra. You can use it as a single pump or as a double pump. I bought this last year at a price of about 3.5. I liked it so much that I ended up buying 2 of them. What I like about this brand is the fact that this motor is completely detachable, so you can actually buy this milk collection set up. You can actually buy the milk collector, and if you don't want to keep washing all the time, so you can have many of these as you'd like, but still keep the same motor. So I actually have a second collection set that I use with this, as well as the other double pump. So what I do like about this pump is, secondly, the battery life is also very good. You can go a very long time without charging in between sessions. It also has an LED display. If I can just switch it on, it also has 3 modes: the simulation mode or massage mode. We also have the express mode and the mixed mode. So it would stimulate and then express, stimulate, express. And each of these modes have 9 levels. So you'll find something that rocks your boat with this breast pump. So according to their manual, you can use this pump for 7 to 8 30-minute session before charging. So that gives you about 240 minutes of battery life before you need to charge again. So if I were to rate this pump, given the stars that I've given for each of the category already, for efficiency, for me, this is a straight 5 out of 5. It comes, you can buy the inserts separately. They're available at most outlets. I bought some from Takealot, others I bought from Amazon, and you find them at a reasonable price. Secondly, when it comes to battery life, this is a straight 5 out of 5. I used these pumps for a whole year, and the battery is still in a very good condition, and I'm sure if I charge them before storing again, if I were to have another child, it will still be good enough for me to use these. And then in terms of comfort, this is a straight 5 out of 5, given the fact that everything here is silicone, so it's very comfortable. You can also put it in your bra. You can pump while busy doing other things. You don't have to hold on to the device while you pump. So actually, when you still have a young baby that wants your attention all the time and you have to pump, this works for me because I don't need someone else holding the baby while I pump. I can actually pump while feeding the baby or holding the baby or cooking. So in terms of time saving, this is the girl for you. And then the price is 4.5 out of 5 because the price ranges around 3.3 to 3.4. It might be a bit unaffordable for some people, but if you can afford it, this one is highly recommended. Overall, for this pump is 5 out of 5. There's really nothing to fault when it comes to this device. And yeah, if I were to buy it again, I would definitely do. But I do notice that they do have a newer version of this device. The fourth pump that I'm reviewing is a budget brand that I found on Takealot. I know there was an influencer that highly recommended this. That was before I bought the Madela and the Mom Cozy. So if you're looking for something budget and you have 260 Rand or less to spend, you can actually try these because the influencer basically highly recommended this for efficiency. But when it comes to my experience, I wouldn't say that it's the same, unfortunately. It's just something, basically. If you do have the money to give it a try, go for it. But for me, the efficiency was not as good as the Tommy TP or any of the other brands that I've used. But it's definitely worth a try if you have some money to spare. So it basically has all the key features that you would expect in a breast pump. So it has a diaphragm, it has an air valve, it has a flange or cup, it also has a collection system. The disadvantage of this brand is the fact that it is a plug-in unit. And for me, this was not really mentioned up front. So I only had to figure out by reading the manual that I actually need to plug it in before I can, while using it. So this will not work for you if you need to pump on the go. And if you're a working mom, if you're at the office, the chances of you finding a plug to actually express yeah, that might be a bit of a hassle, so I wouldn't recommend it. But if you someone who pumps at home, you have time to sit next to a plug and pump, and the other thing is you have to hold on to these while you're pumping. So for me, this is a no-no. But if you really want to give it a try, go for it, given that it's a very cheap brand, and it also comes with teats that you can use with these bottles, so you can just pump and then give the baby. But I know some babies are picky, so I don't know if some babies are picky, so that the teat might not work for them. But it's good to know that it comes with the teat. So if I were to rate this product based on comfort, that would be a 3, given that it's just basically the plastic. There's no silicone for extra comfort, and also it's a one size fit all. And then when it comes to battery life, that is a 1. There is no battery life because it's a plug-in unit. And then efficiency, for me, that is a 3. It has let me down several times, and I don't know, it seemed to work in the beginning, but it wasn't so good. But as I used it for like 3 days, the output just dwindled to almost nothing. So I wouldn't recommend it. Price for this device, the 4, let me give it a 4 out of 5, because it is affordable, but I don't know if it's value for money. It might not be for most people. So overall, for me, this is a 2 out of 5, and I wouldn't recommend it. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy. You learned something from what I had for you today. Another video, I will talk about tips for improving the efficiency of your pump and overall efficiency of your pumping sessions. Thank you so much for tuning in.